is a Alzheimer's Association Georgia chapter event that we're putting on this year. We're trying to make it a 100-mile ride. The reason I decided to hold this event was my mother had Alzheimer's and was a victim of Alzheimer's, and had some family members and close friends that had gone through the same ordeal that I went through. And the time frame that I went through Alzheimer's with my mother, there wasn't a lot of help out there, and it was a tragic thing. It was very devastating to us, and I don't wish anybody to go through that type of scenario like I did. I want to help the best way I can.
The Alzheimer's Association is an international organization. Our national headquarters is in Chicago, so we can help people all over the country. We have a number of chapters around the country. We are part of the Georgia chapter here, and in Georgia we have 7 points of service around the state, so we can reach out to everybody in all 159 counties in Georgia with our services. And we have 2 functions. Number 1 is research, because we've got to find an end to this disease. And until we do, our other function is to provide care and support to all of those that are living with the daily challenges.
Some of the facts that people probably don't really realize about Alzheimer's is that of the major diseases that people know about, Alzheimer's has no cure at this point, and we also have no survivors.
We help the caregivers more than we help the actual people with the disease. The caregivers actually suffer a lot. They take care of the people with the disease, and when I'm talking about the people with the disease, it's people with any type of dementia, any type of memory impairment. And this is a day in, day out process. And it's a family disease, so it affects everybody in the family. The caregivers usually wear out before the people with the disease do. And it's very, very sad.
Right now, every 68 seconds, somebody develops the symptoms of this disease. And if things don't change, and change pretty quickly, by mid-century, it'll be every 33 seconds that somebody develops it.
My mother developed Alzheimer's, and she passed away with it, and it was pretty difficult on the family, seeing her go through that. It can be really tough, you know, to see somebody you love go through that, or see anybody go through that.
But what really got me mobilized and involved was when my mom was diagnosed with Alzheimer's. For 8 years, we watched her go through every one of the stages that Alzheimer's can hit. What it does for the families is horrific. People think that the person is a victim. They're not. They have a disease, and it's the families that are suffering the most because they're watching this person slowly leave them.
The way that it has affected me is due to my grandfather. He was a Marine, he was a father, he was a brother, of course, my grandfather. But to watch a man go from being so independent, so just military spoken, down to someone who doesn't even remember you, breaks your heart.
The ride's going to cover Bibb, Jones, Jasper, Butts, Monroe, and Crawford counties. This year, the ride's going to start at Big Daddy's Pool Halls on Shirley Drive in Macon, Georgia, to Stars and Stripes in Monticello, Georgia for a stop. The next stop will be in High Falls at Buck Creek. From Buck Creek and High Falls, we'll be continuing on to 341, Butts County, Monroe County, into Roberta, and Highway 80, ending at AP's in Macon, Georgia. What I'd like to see people do is come out and support the Alzheimer's Association. Give of your time, your monetarily, volunteer, just whatever you can do to help. I mean, there's all types of ways you could help. There's other events, there's walking events. I would like for people to have an awareness of Alzheimer's and the devastation right here in middle Georgia from it that I had no idea it was as extreme as it is. And just become aware of it and try to support it the best you can, because there is help and these people need it.
So whenever you're first diagnosed or your family member's first diagnosed, you need to get in touch with your Alzheimer's Association by calling 800-272-3900.
Until you actually experience it firsthand, it's something to be dealt with, and people just need support.
We go to doctors, and when they tell you there's a type of dementia, there's no help, you're left helpless.
Breaks your heart.